Hi, Luca. I wanted to ask you a little bit more of a personal question. As a person who's 20 years old, it's crazy to see someone who's only 2 years older than me dominating the NBA the way that you are. You've become such an inspiring figure, not just for me, but kids around the world. What does it mean for you to be looked up to by so many young people this early in your career and having such a big impact?
I mean, first of all, I really appreciate that. And, I never even imagined to be here, but I'm far from dominating the NBA, far from that. I'm just enjoying every day, I didn't even imagine I would be here, so this feels amazing to me.
Tim McMahon.
Luca, you and Dorian seem to have always had a really good chemistry. What is it about Dodo and his game that really seems to fit well with you and that makes you enjoy playing with him?
I mean, he works hard. He works hard every day, and he's a kid that deserves what's happening to him. He's playing amazing. I think he's gonna be better and better every game going and every year. So I'm just glad we have him on our team.
Brad Townsend.
Yeah, Luca, I heard a snippet of what you said on TNT a little while ago that you been complaining too much for the referees this year. Have you just done a lot of, thinking about that over the last few days, or, what kind of led you to come to that realization?
I mean, I realize it. It's something I'm not supposed to do. But all the emotions in games. But obviously, I gotta stop. It's just hard for me on the court with all the emotions, as I said. But I realize it, and I gotta work on this. It's tough to do it, but I gotta work on it and be way better than this.
Tim Cato.
Hey, Luca, I have another kind of random off the court question for you that I'm asking for a coworker. With Mother's Day coming up, is there a favorite dish or meal that your mom would make, or a memory about anything about her cooking? Because I know that you still have a good close relationship with her, of course. Just wondering if you had any memory or anything comes to mind.
I don't really know. There's not really one special one. But we celebrate Mother's Day in Slovenia. So.
Okay. Kevin.
Luca, how important was it for you to stay locked in while struggling in the second half with 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and a couple of steals to ensure you were doing other things to help your team besides scoring tonight?
Yeah. Obviously, I wasn't. It was one of the worst games I played, but we got to win. That's all matters. I'm just trying to. When you're not scoring, try to do other things and just keep playing. Keep playing.
Yeah, hey, Tim, this is the first time this season that you guys have been 10 games over 500. I wonder if you could sum up, what this climb has been, and then, to beat a really good team like Brooklyn, without Porzingis and with, Luka maybe not at his offensive best.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, the story of our season. Just people coming in when a number is called and just going out there and competing each and every possession. So the coaching staff been hard on us about that and just making sure that we stay disciplined and focused on moving on to the next play, competing on both ends of the floor, and doing what's necessary for the team. And we knew the scenario with the COVID and all the protocols and all that stuff. We got a lot of guys, more than half our starters, sitting out for a couple of weeks. That stretch was hard and tough, but we tried to maintain the best we could, and now we're here.
Coop.
Hey, Tim. Obviously, this is a very, very competitive game. There wasn't a whole lot of difference going throughout the game. But do you feel as if that your team has learned to compete better as the year has gone on, to where, if Kyrie goes off like he goes off tonight, you don't let it get to you. You just keep playing, as you say, like keep going on to the next play. Has the compete level gotten higher?
Yeah, that is definitely correct. And I mean, like I said before, everybody knows what time it is. It's that time, that postseason, energy, that postseason atmosphere, and that postseason grit that you have to be willing to have, moving forward, going into that part of the season. So I think everybody knows it's crunch time. Everybody's trying to build up to that postseason edge and getting ready for that.
Kevin?
Tim, to kind of go along with that, obviously there's pressure to win every single night in this league, but with the way that the season is set up and the playoff stretch going the way that it is there additional pressure to continuously win ball games night over night, knowing what's at stake here?
Yeah, I mean, it's always going to be pressure. That's the beauty of sports. So just being able to go out there and play each possession like it's your last, it's an honor. So, you got to definitely go out there, compete, like I said, on both ends of the floor, no matter who the opponent is, and just try to go out there and win ball games, no matter how they come.
All right, and then last one will be Mike Wesley.
Tim, when you look at what Dorian Finney-Smith has done over the course of the last basically month and change now, the way that he's been such an impact player for you guys on both ends of the floor, what he did tonight against KD, what he's doing at the three-point line, certainly, obviously. When you look at what he's become for this team, how much more dangerous does that make the Mavs as a team as you guys look forward into the playoffs?
It's great because, a lot of teams are putting their weaker defenders, on Dodo. But Dodo's a very, very versatile and starting to get a lot of confidence now. Driving the ball, getting a rebound, pushing it on the break, knocking down walk-up threes on the break, and just doing an amazing job, like you said, on the defensive end, guarding the best player night in and night out. So, kudos to him. He's doing an amazing job, and obviously we wouldn't be in this situation without his play.
Hey, Dwight, there's obviously pressure to win every single night in this league, but given the circumstances of where you guys right now, how are you all managing the pressure of dealing with each game, especially down the stretch here?
Yeah, I mean, this season, especially the way things are set up, every game counts. So we knew that at the beginning of the year, and fortunately put ourselves in a position where we kind of control our destiny. So we're really just focusing on the next opponent and preparing the best of our ability to compete every night.
Prabat?
Hi, Dwight. Coach Carlisle had high praise for you earlier, talking about how it's been really great for you to come back from your injury and get to a point where you're at highest productivity. What has that process been like for you, and what does it mean for you to be playing your best basketball again?
I mean, it's a long process. There's a lot involved. It takes obviously a lot of concentrated effort, and it's a process that's still going on. It's a long road to get back to where I want to be, or to get to where I want to be rather. So I'm just staying focused on that path and continuing to rehab and prepare myself not only for the games, but also trying to get my body to full strength.
Callie?
Hey, Dwight, I think it's been more obvious to us for a few weeks now that we can see you kind of getting in that rhythm and getting in that groove. But at what point for you did you really start to feel like you were kind of back to your old self, post surgery?
Yeah, I don't really know how to answer that question, but at the end of the day, I'm trying to show up every single day and continue on this rehab path. Like I said, it's a very involved rehab. In my opinion, there's a lot that goes into it. I want to make sure that I'm trying to get back to the athletic place that I was, and also the comfort where I was able to show up for my teammates, especially defensively, and have that reactivity, and also increase strength to make sure that I'm preventing as much future issues as possible. So it's an ongoing process, and every day I'm trying to spend a lot of focus energy on preparing for whatever's next.
Valencia?
Hey, Dwight, appreciate you taking the time. Tonight, Rick talked about how Dorian is emerging as a leader, and when he talks, the team listens. Can you talk about what it is like having him as a teammate both on and off the court?
Yeah, Doe's incredible. He's one of those guys that doesn't just lead by example, but his voice is powerful, and guys listen to him. And he has experience now where he knows what's going on at all times, and he shares all of that with us. But leading by example on this team is one of the most important things that he brings to the table. His ability to lead our defensive charge by making it extremely difficult for usually the best player on the other team every single night. We're able to rally around him and use his energy. And offensively, it's great to see him continue to do what he does best and expanding his game even further as the year has gone on. And yeah, he's great for us in every way, top to bottom. That goes from the locker room to the practice floor to the bench and then obviously to the playing court. So he's an integral piece to our success.
Last one, Eddie.
And Dwight, Brooklyn's obviously a championship level team, and how did you guys handle? Think you handled the playoff atmosphere of this thing, especially with Luka only scoring 5 points in the second half, and yet you guys were able to persevere through that?
I mean, we knew coming in that I'm not really sure how to answer your question, to be honest, but we knew coming in that they're an extremely talented offensive team. We were gonna have to lock in on multiple guys that could go off on any given night. So defensively, we had to be extremely focused from the jump to the very end. So that was big for us, and it is kind of a preparation for those big games that are ahead of us, including tomorrow. I think every game we have coming up is extremely important. So to continue to be able to lock into those matchups on the opposing team and lock into things that they do best, and continue to execute the things that we do best, and improving along the way is going to be the key for us going forward.
All right, thanks, Dwight. Appreciate
it.
Hey, Dorian, can you just describe what it's like to guard Kevin Durant?
Man, he's just one of them guys. You just gotta, try to make him uncomfortable, because he could shoot. He could shoot anytime he wants. He's so tall. Sometimes you feel like you there, and it's a couple shots. Again, you just feel like he in front of a cone. He's doing a cone drill. But you just got to try to make it tough for him. And we did a good job tonight.
Coop.
Hey, Dodo, do you feel right now playing a game like this that's, pretty tight all the way through, there's no huge runs in the game, that your team's compete level is probably the highest that it's been all year?
Yeah, that's one step we gotta one step forward we gotta take. Whoever we play, we gotta bring that same intensity we had tonight. Sometimes when we play teams that's not as good as like Brooklyn, we don't come out with that fight. And if we come out how we did tonight, we could be anybody.
Mike Wesley.
Dorian, when you look at what you've done over the course of the last month or so, maybe even longer than that at this point, is there something you can attribute it to that where things have clicked for you? Because you've been such an impact player on both ends of the floor, and it just seems to kind of have been building on itself the last couple of weeks where you're peaking at kind of the perfect time for this team. Is there something you can point to that's allowed that to happen?
No, just the work, man. Just the work, and everybody's doing a good job of finding me when I'm open. Even when I'm missing shots, they're still yelling at me to shoot it every time. So I would just say the work, and my teammates doing a good job of finding me, especially Luka.
And last one, Kevin.
Dorian, this team is 29-14 in their last 43 games after a 9-14 start. What has been the biggest difference in that 43-game stretch in your mind that has seen this team turn it around the way that it has?
We had our full team. I mean, the first couple of games, it was just weird. Guys going out for protocols and stuff. So, we knew we had a great team. It was just, coach told us whoever team stay the healthiest the most this year gonna put themselves in the best chance to have a great year. And we ain't start off right. Had some unfortunate circumstances, but when we had everybody back, I feel like we could play with anybody.